Hi guys, welcome to another wonderful episode of Learning with Prepclass. My name is Tutor Olalekon Israel, and in today's session we will be answering questions from the JAMB English 2019 past questions, question 26 to question 30. Remember, the purpose of this session is to help you prepare for your forthcoming JAMB examinations. So, without wasting much time, let's get down into the business of the day. Before we begin, take a moment to subscribe to this channel. Please click on the like button as you enjoy this video. Right, let's begin. Question 26. Question 26. Now, the instruction reads: in each of the questions 26 to 30, select the options that best explains the information conveyed in the sentence. We are to select the options that best explains the information conveyed in the sentence. So, question 26 reads: the men were not pawns in someone else's political game. The men were not pawns in someone else's political game. Now, the options we have are: A, the action they executed was their idea. B, the men used someone else's plan. C, they were used by someone's political game. D, they loved playing political game. So which of these options explains the information conveyed in this sentence? The men were not pawns in someone else's game. Now, what is or what does the word pawn mean? What does it mean to be a pawn? I think that is where the difficulty is arising from in this question. The men were not pawns. What does it mean to be a pawn? So let's check. Now, the word pawn or a pawn basically is a chess piece. A chess piece of the smallest size and value. It is the smallest chess piece and the smallest in value. Smallest in size, smallest in value. It is most times sacrificed for a bigger gain. Now, on the left side of the screen, we have images of pawns. And those are pawns, the white and black objects on the screen. Now, a pawn basically is a chess piece of the smallest size and smallest value. It is most times sacrificed for a bigger gain. Now, to use someone as a pawn, when you say you're using someone as a pawn, you're using them to your own advantage to make gain. So, to use someone as a pawn means to use them to your own advantage and gain. Now, the men were not used as pawns. They were not pawns in someone else's political game. Nobody used them to their own advantage and gain. Nobody used the men. So, this sentence implies that these men were not used to other people's gain. They did not allow themselves to be used as pawns. Some people would make gain. No. They made their own decisions and acted as the sole desire. They were not pawns in someone else's political game. Nobody used them to their advantage. They decided what they want to do and they carried it out. So they made their own decisions and acted as the sole desire. So the answer to this question is the action the men executed was their idea. Not that someone was trying to use the men to their own advantage. No. The men were not pawns in someone else's political game. Nobody was using them. They acted their own idea. The action they executed was their idea, not somebody else's idea. Not someone who is trying to use them to their own advantage. Not somebody who is trying to use them as pawns. So, the men were not pawns in someone else's political game means that the action the men executed was their idea. Not that the idea they carried out of someone else's plan with the intention to make gain for those people. No. The action they executed was their plan. They were not pawns. They were not used by anybody. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Question 27. The class was tired of the new boy jawing away all the time. The class was tired of the new boy jawing away all the time. Remember, we had to select the option that best explains the information conveyed in this sentence. The class was tired of the new boy jawing away all the time. What does the sentence mean? A, it beats off people's jaw. B, it was always chewing in the class. C, it talked continuously in the class. D, it was always making trouble for the class. So what does it mean to jaw away? The class was tired of the new boy all the time. we've removed drawing away, because drawing away is what we need to find out its meaning. What does drawing away mean? The class was titled the new boy drawing away all the time. Now, to draw away, or what does the phrase drawing away mean? Now, to draw away is an idiom that means to talk incessantly, not ceasing. Talking incessantly, to talk at a great length. The person is always talking. When something is incessant, when it is done incessantly, it is done continuously, unending. So to draw away is an idiom that means to talk incessantly, to talk at a great length. So the class was titled the new boy, always talking. The class was titled the new boy, talking all the time. So the answer to this question is he talked continuously in the class. Remember, to draw away means to talk incessantly, to talk at a great length. So the class was tired of the new boy drawing away all the time. Honestly, it is tiring to listen to people that just keep on talking without getting tired. It is tiring. So I actually understand how the class would have been feeling. The class was tired of the new boy drawing away all the time. The class was tired of the new boy talking continuously, talking incessantly. Okay, let's move on to the next question, question 28. Remember, we have to select the option that explains the information conveyed in this sentence. The governor parried all the questions put to him by the journalist. The governor parried all the questions put to him by the journalist. A. The governor answered all the questions brilliantly. B. The governor failed all the questions. C. The governor evaded all the questions. The governor parried. So, what does the word parried mean? Now, the word parry means, means was repeated there. It should just be one. To parry means to evade, to avoid, or to turn something aside. So let's replace parry with evade. The governor evaded all the questions put to him. The governor avoided all the questions put to him by the journalist. So, the word parry means to evade, to avoid. So the answer to this question is the governor evaded all the questions. The governor avoided all the questions put to him by the journalist. So, moving on to the next question, question 29. Remember, we have to select the option that best explains the information conveyed in this sentence. Question 29 reads, Bassi is as hard as nails. Bassi is as hard as nails. Option A, Bassi is very strong. Option B, Bassi is very brave. Option C, Bassi is determined. And option D, Bassi is unsympathetic. Bassi is as hard as nails. So which option best explains the information conveyed in this sentence? Now, what does it mean to be hard as nails? Now, the expression as hard as nails is an idiom, and it means to be extremely tough and aggressive. You are not easily influenced. It means to be strong. We all know how strong a nail is. A nail is not always easily bent. It is not easily influenced. So Bassi is very strong. He's as hard as nails. He's tough. He's aggressive. So the answer to this question is Bassi is very strong. Okay, let's move on to the next question, question 30. Remember, we have to select the option that best explains the information conveyed in the sentence. Question 30 reads, the conference is biennial. Option A, the conference is held twice every year. Option B, the conference is held every 2 years. Option C, the conference is held every other year. Option D, the conference lasts for 2 years. So which of these options best explains the information conveyed in this sentence? Now, when an event is said to be biennial, it means that the event takes place every other year. So, when an event is said to be biennial, it means that the event takes place every other year. Example, the conference used to be held every year, but now it takes place every other year. So, what does it mean when we say something happens every other year? Now, if something happens, for example, every other day, every other month, or every other year, that means there is a day or month when it does not happen. Between each day or month or year when it happens. So there is always a break. if we're having a conference this year, it means we won't have it next year, but every other year. That means the coming year. So if it happens the coming year, we won't have it in the subsequent year, but the other year. So when an event is said to be biennial, it means that the event takes place every other year. So the expression every other year means that there is always a gap. There's always a gap when that event doesn't take place. If it is a monthly event, it will happen in 1 month and happen in the next month. If it is a weekly event, it will happen this week. It will not happen next week, but it will happen the other week. So the answer to this question is option C. The conference is biennial. This means that the conference is held every other year. If the conference is held this year, it means it won't happen in the next year, but in the other year, the year to come. So the conference is biennial, means the conference is held every other year. Okay, and that is the end of this wonderful session. Please do not forget to join us on WhatsApp, as we are very much active on WhatsApp. Check for the link to our WhatsApp group in the description of this video. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel, like and comment. Also, share this post and more of our posts with your friends and loved ones. Thank you for your time. Enjoy the rest of your day.